So let's take a look at what we got going on for this coming week. There should be a little bit light trading. I think Monday and Tuesday it is Rosh Hashanah, Jewish New Year. So Happy New Year to all those that are going to celebrate that, including myself. So I'll be out of the office until Wednesday. But usually the markets during this time actually tend to have weakness, cycling. Just don't ask me why. Don't know. Maybe the volume is light. I don't know what it is. But generally, this time of year, around the Jewish New Year, the market usually has weakness for about 10 days. If you check, past history, you'll find it for the next 10 days or so. Historically, weak markets, and then they start to pick up again. So that's some background information. We just have to, keep that in the back of our mind. Sure enough, as it is, we're getting twins up here on the weekly chart for ES, pointing for a pullback somewhere down into here. Again, nothing major, no collapse, no nothing. We're just talking about, hitting the demand and then probably making new highs after that. So I think we're going to see continued, dribbling down, especially with lower volume coming in, I think, this next couple of days. At some point this week, we'll probably tag this level. I doubt we're even going to, stay there for a close or anything like that. It's probably going to end up with a wick inside this zone, and we're going to shoot out of that thing and head our way back to this, to the all-time high to see what happens as we get there. As far as the ES is concerned, again, the trend is up. But we're in some kind of little corrective phase for the smaller time frames. We are in a down on the 60. So here's our zone we're looking at now. And you can see the topping pattern that's sort of there, right? It's not a major sell-off with massive strength, but it's pop and bang, 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 and then another low and bang, 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 and then another low and bang, bang, bang. I think we're going to see this continued pattern push down into demand and bang, 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 and then until we get to that, this level down here basically is the level of the daily. And I think after that we're going to start to see some strength to the upside. So continued early weakness until we get down into that demand is what we're looking for. And then we'll reevaluate on Wednesday as we get down into those zones. Okay, let's take a look at the NASI. So that one's got an engulfing on the daily, right? On the weekly, I'm sorry. Pretty big red candle. Now, one of the bigger ones we've seen, I would say, almost in, 6 months or so. Pretty big red candle. We haven't had a red candle that big since back here someplace, right? So pretty strong selling pressure this week. Again, coming back into this daily demand zone over here that we're going to hit pretty soon. That one might get popped depending on what happens with the ES, and we might end up at the 7,200. I'm not sure just yet, but, this is definitely in the cards, no question about it. We're getting pretty close to it, 7,400, and this is like 7,300, give or take a little bit. So something that we're definitely going to see this week, I think. Again, early in the week as we have this historical weakness, I think we're going to probably tag that level down there. Let's take a look at it on the 240, right? So it's down here. Maybe we get a slightly lower, something like the trend line or something. I don't know. We'll find out as we get there. But again, this is now still on a higher time frame. We're in a corrective phase, right? This is the impulse. So this was the correction. And as long as we hold this thing, that's okay. We'll just have like a double bottom, and then we'll shoot out. But once we start getting underneath here, we're going to talk about, change of trend, that kind of stuff. That's a problem. So we'll see how it plays out over the next week. But again, weakness for now into some demand a little bit lower down, and then we'll have to reevaluate and see what happens. So let's take a look on the 60s, doing the same thing pretty much, right? You can see the little top that formed up there. This one obviously had a little bit more of a sell-off as far as, distance. But the same idea, base, 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 drop, base, 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 drop, base, 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 drop. And I think we're going to see the same thing. We're going to hit this thing, and then we'll base, 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 and we'll drop one more time. And I think that would probably be the end of this little corrective phase. This is in a downtrend, very clear, based on the pivots and on the, the 50 average. I would say this is a downtrend. If you want to argue a little bit and tell me, well, these are all bases, I can hear you, but again, it's irrelevant at this point because, we're almost at the demand zone that's really going to get us going again. So, would I still be taking shorts here? Yeah, if we rally into this thing, I'm interested because we're likely to get, all the way down here. So, no problem trading the short side. As far as the long side is concerned, I would wait until we actually bottom out because this is pretty strong selling pressure that's been going on for NASI over the last couple of days. Okay, so we'll wait until we get down into the demand, and it probably won't happen until later in the week anyway. This is the monster question for today. This is the question of the week. What's happening right here? That's it. That's what it comes down to. We did get a nice, really nice engulfing candle off the supply zone over here on the weekly chart. So that's definitely showing weakness. I mean, you could see the level we got up to on the daily, right? And then we just 4 days of down. But then on Friday, we got a little hold. And if you look carefully where the hold is, it's right at the demand from this prior breakout over here. So, and you could see all these little, right, shoulders on this side. And the question becomes, are we holding this and we're going to turn around and pop through the top, which is, I would say, if you're asking me, probably a 25% chance. 75% chance is we just push a little bit and then we just do this. I think that's more likely based on what I'm seeing here. And again, the rally over here, a lot of it was a news event, the hurricane nonsense that never panned out. They did get a better than expected inventory number, but we didn't really rally that far out of it. So I think it was more of a last minute run over there and try and catch some of the longs before we really collapse out of this sucker. So you could see on the 240 that we're doing a drop base, drop base, drop. Really the trend is still up over here. The 60 is down. The 240 really doesn't have any pivots on the way down. So that's what we're looking at, this little area. We're rallying up. We should have some strength. A couple of greens. Maybe we hit this level at 69. There's a really nice 60 zone over there that I would love to catch if it hits up there. Looking at this level right here. Let me blow it up for you. This thing. Come on. Blow up, mister. There we go. So this is, you can see we retrace to the first zone. Yeah, I'll get to you in a minute, George, but this is the zone I'm talking about, this thing. If we can get up to there, I mean, there's a little thing over here, which is also something. It's on a 15. I have that one drawn out. I'll show it to you in a minute, but this one is like, don't even think twice. And clearly, this one isn't a downtrend. We do have pivots here, you can see. Right, so we got a nice looking downtrend. We have a little bottom going on over here, but this is this back test that I'm talking about on the daily. Right, this is that daily zone that should give us a little pop up, another lower high, and then the collapse. That's what we're looking for. So the question is, how far does this rally go? Right? This zone I don't think is going to hold. We're probably going to get here. It's a 15 zone. I'll show it to you in a minute, and potentially even here. Okay, so we'll have to watch out for those zones. I'll show you the 15 zone, and then I'll take your question, George. Okay. There's the 69 zone that I'm talking about over here on the 15, right? This thing. See it? 69. So this is the zone we're almost at. You can see there's plenty of air up. Nice way to catch some of the longs on the trap. Playing this breakout, and they come here, and then we just die. All the way down to like 64, I would say, is the next leg down probably out of this thing. And that's what I'm expecting. So if you want to be long over here, you're trading counter trend. I understand it, though. It's looking like a little double bottom. So on the 60 at least, the double bottom rules are telling us that we should break the middle and get back to the origin. The origin is that 69 zone that I'm just showing you over here on the 15. So if you're going to take the long, I would wait till it breaks the zone. It's air after that. Get out at 69 and look for a short. That's what I would be doing. Okay. And now let's take George's question. Yeah, George, what's up?
Joe, on the 240, I'm trying to figure out where you didn't call that a pivot to say it's in a downtrend.
Yeah, so there's no pivots here because what are you looking at? One green candle. Where's the buying strength? This is all selling pressure, right? Where's the buyers in here?
Okay, those little pop-ups.
Yeah, I mean, it's only one candle. It's got to be sustained.
And the one to the right? There.
This one over here. This is base. Yeah. Base. Nothing here. Sideways. Where's the strength? No strength here. This is just buyers just pausing the selling. That's all they did over here. They weren't able to turn price, turn it around and get to rally at least. Not even to the supply zone. They just base, and collapsed again. So all this is one directional. It's all selling pressure. At some point along the way, they picked up some demand. They were able to pause the selling, but they weren't able to overtake the sellers in any way, shape, or form. So there's no pivot. Pivots happen when we have a change of direction in price. So, this is a pivot. We were rallying up into this point. We sold off, right? Down over here, selling down, right? Even in here, if you have 3 candles in one direction, you can call that a pivot. When you have nothing, 1 candle green, nothing. What is this? This doesn't even make any highs, nothing. This potentially could be a pivot if we get one more over here. I would call that a pivot down here, but right now it's only 2, and all it's doing is in supply. If it rolls over again, I would say, there's no real buyer. Okay? So that's the reason that I said that it's still in an uptrend. This is still up. The trend is still up from here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Based on what was happening back here. Okay. This was up over here. We were up, and then we turned over, but we're just one directional. And that's really what's going on in the daily. This is the daily demand. Right?
Can you help me see the pivots on the upside? Maybe I'm missing what's a pivot.
Starts down here, right? And then it goes all the way to here. So it goes boom, boom, boom. Then we go sideways a little bit. Then we rally up. Then we pull over here. There's your pivots.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I need to learn that.
Three red ones. 3 red ones. 3 red ones, or 3 green ones in a row. Okay. Next. Let's look at crude. So that was a crude analysis. Let's take a look at gold, which had a pretty rough week, but not as bad as would be expected after the dollar had that really nice move. We really never broke the bottom down here. The weekly candle turned into a doji, and we really never broke down below, was it like Wednesday's low or whatever it was, I think, this one back here, Tuesday's low, and we just hang it out. You can see there's selling pressure over here based on what's going on over here, and we're just channeling, but the buyers are sort of holding on. You could tell, you could see it back here, that, it's channeling down along, but it's not breaking down. It's not collapsing. So we'll have to wait and see if this level actually underneath us is actually going to hold or not. I don't know. Nobody knows. But for now, it's doing its job for now. Let's take a look over here on the 60, and we'll see that, the trend was up for a while. Right? Let's zoom out a little bit. And then we started doing this nonsense over here where, here's from Help George, right? Pivots here, lower high, lower low, and then we get this higher low, lower high, lower low. So we flip down over here, right? And then we double bottom, still down. This turns into a downtrend. Then we turn around over here. So we're like dancing. You see the 50 average? Right now it's dancing on either side of price. And then right here we start making this higher low, higher high business. Over here we're up trend, right? And now we're still up. Over here we get a lower high and then the lower low again. So Friday we flipped. So this week we turned trend like 2 or 3 times in gold on the 60 chart. So it's really just channeling. It's going up and down. It's dancing. This level really must hold. This demand zone over here cannot break down any further, because if we do push that, we're likely to break the whole higher time frame stuff. So right now gold is in a holding pattern. We're waiting to see if it's going to turn around and make this eventually this higher low on the daily chart and the weekly chart, really, because that's what we're looking at over here with this doji on the weekly chart, right? That's the dancing I just showed you on the 60 that's basically going on the whole week. We get a doji. This could very well turn into a higher low with with something green back here. This right here, right, can turn into this breakout. We don't know, but it could also very well just drop through here. We don't know. So gold this week is an unknown. Right? We don't know which way it's going, and we got to just wait it out and see what it plans on doing over here. It has potential to break up, has potential to break down. We're sort of dancing in between zones. Take a look at the 60, and you'll see the supply is right above us. The demand is just sitting underneath us, and we're really in the middle. Okay, we're just stuck here, and we got this 50 average. Either side. Back and forth pretty much almost every day this week. We tested below and tested above. So stay at gold for a little while until it decides which way it wants to go. Okay. That being said, the dollar really had a strong close of the week, and gold didn't really collapse that much, right? We got this dragonfly candle last week off the weekly demand zone, and then we get a doji. So again, that's the same idea, just upside down, right? This could become a lower high with a breakdown, or it could rally out through the top. We don't know. Well, based on the daily level right here, we got to get an engulfing candle on Friday. If it doesn't get a continuation tomorrow, then I would say we're in deep shit. We're going to collapse from here. Gold's going to skyrocket. It needs to get through here for the dollar to continue this move and get past this 97. It had to have a continuation out of this engulfing candle on front profit, which means this move over here that we left over here on the 240 needs to break out to the top. If it fails, forget about it. This is going to end up over here, and it'll be very fast because second lower high on the daily chart after this. So you can expect some, the seller start pounding on the dollar. So that'll give us strength in currencies and gold and all that fun stuff. So let's see how that plays out. We just don't know yet, right? Dojis are just indecision. So the market's not sure which way it wants to go yet, okay? So we'll wait for it to tell us. As far as the euro is concerned, it had a pretty rough sell-off. Again, they get the continuation on the weekly chart of the inverted hammer, but not a big candle. Just again, the same idea. Doji. All right, so this looks like it's pretty much sitting right at the lows over here, right back over here. You can see on the daily chart, the lows are sitting in the same spot, looking like potential for inverted head and shoulders to turn around. This is the same thing, just the other way around, right? We have the engulfing candle, bearish engulfing. We asked to have continuation. If it does not, it will fail, and they're going to rally out through the top. Okay? So this is something to watch. If you want to tell me I want to trade shorter time frame, I'm going to short. Yeah, well, we'll get to the 60. We're in a downtrend, no question about that part. And you want to try the shorts, that's fine. It's a day trade. But we're getting to the point where if it doesn't break down underneath this zone, go short. Because there's going to be a very strong rally. Okay, so as long as we keep looking down, we're okay. If we make any higher lows, we're up the creek. All right, so let's take a look over here at the 60 chart. Okay, you can see that this was our downtrend going on for the week, and then all of a sudden we did this. It's the first hold, and then we get this uptrend, right? And then we were like, okay, great, we should be running out of the top. But then we did this. This is really ugly on Friday, right? This was Friday. Very, very strong sell-off with a lower high as well, right? And now we're pushing back down to this demand zone over here. So it's a pause. Let's hold on. Let's find out what's going on here. You want to short this level? I absolutely understand that. That makes sense to me. But if we don't push, you want to tell me I'm going to get short here? I'd say not a smart idea. You got to wait a little bit because this very well could just turn around over here. Which means if we don't get the continuation to the downside, we're going to explode. So Monday, what's going to happen with the euro? Okay. Let's take a look at the 15 because there's a nice zone sitting over there. There it is. This one, the 6-3 level over here, is something to deal with. This one. Okay. The one that we're going to test that thing. That'll probably make the, if it's going to turn around, we'll get a higher low for this on this. Then over here, we'll come out someplace on this side after we hit the zone. That's going to be your signal to get long. We'll get this higher low on this because there will be no more supply here, right? We're going to rally up into here, use the supply, make a higher low, and then we're going to have this double bottom with the head and shoulders going on. If that comes on the chart, get long because you're going to get a nice long all the way up to 164. Okay, so that's huge, 700. So that's about what that 150, 120 ticks or something like that. Really nice looking move. Okay, so watch this. Aussie looks crap on the higher time frames. This continuation. This is what I'm talking about. Other currencies, right? We had this engulfing candle last week, and then we get the continuation, a big red candle. So Aussie's not even a question about get down into this. I think we're going to see is low numbers under here. Okay, so we should get, under 7,000 is what we're looking at over here. We just hit this daily. Let's open it up and take a look, see what it looks like. But the weekly chart's saying we're looking at 7,000. Okay, that's what the weekly chart's saying. Up here. Okay, well, my computer is not responding. I don't know. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit and take a look at the shot at this zone over here. Okay, there we go. Oops, a little too much. That's what it was. So we're looking at this demand zone here. You can see that's the greatest of demand. Right? I mean, there's just all these legs under here. This is likely to just continue to make these lower lows. I would say we're probably going to test 7,000 based on what we're looking at over here. And then, from there, there'll definitely be buyers. Big round number, something we haven't tried yet in, more than a year, actually. We have definitely something looking forward to when we get down there as far as getting it maybe long. But for now, there's just no reason at all to be long Aussie dollar. It looks terrible on the chart. Short the rallies. It's looking at really short the rallies. Okay, let's take a look if there's any zones that we're interested in. Sound was choppy for the last few minutes. Okay, that's not good. Still. Someone tell me that. Yes, no, maybe. Sound is no good. Any better or no? Anyone? Eh. Okay, let me try something then. Hold on. Okay, that should be a little better. Let's see if that makes it a little better. Okay, good. All right. So, let's take a look at the long time frames over here. See what we got going on. Pen, please. There we go. Pen. So the 60 dojis over here, this pair of dojis right around 7180 looks fantastic. I doubt we're going to see that. Probably going to get back at least to here, and then we're going to roll over and look for the 7,000 number. So not looking good at all for Aussie dollars. You can see the pronounced downtrend just about on every time frame. So rallies into supply are definitely a sell for us over here. Okay. All right, let's look at pounds this week. Really strong start, and then that collapsed. All right. So we do get the nice green candle on the weekly chart, right? Even though we underneath the hammer we turned it into a doji, we don't break the bottom. Look, call that a higher low. If we can get above this 103.50, you can see it's like a double top up there. You can see it up here on the daily chart where the supply was. It's like top over here, and this is hanging out right here at this demand zone. And that's it. Now we got to find out what's going to happen on Monday. If we can break underneath that, so we have a chance to get all the way back here. We hold the level, then we're likely to break up into the 135 number. So it's like a 500 point differential in either direction. So we're sitting at a place over here. Excuse me one second. I got to take this phone call. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Excuse me. So we're talking about pounds right over here, and where we're sitting at, it really can go in one of two directions. Over here on the 60, we are in an uptrend still, as far as I can. I'll explain that to you in a second. Here we go, pen. So right back here, we made these higher lows, and then the higher highs, uptrend, and then we just did this one move, right? Until we actually get down here. I would say, you want to call this a pivot, that's what I might argue with you. But regardless, we've already turned trend back around with the higher highs, higher lows over here, right? And now, we're basing right on top of the zone. You can see it. This is the demand zone. It's the one that made the most recent high, right? But, we never took out this. And that's what I'm saying. It's either way. If we hold this zone, we will shoot through the top over here, and there's like 500 points to the upside. If we don't, you could see the air that's sitting under here, and then these sellers are going to come back into play, and we can push all the way back down into that zone underneath us, and I just showed you on the daily chart. So it's really a wait-and-see game. There isn't really a lot of things this week at all that I'm excited about trading just yet. Everything looks like it's just a wait-and-see. There isn't any great zones. I haven't really spotted a super trade that I'm excited about this week, so it is what it is, right? We can only do what the charts are telling us. As far as Canadian is concerned, so we did get a continuation on this weekly down move, right? With the gap over here in the daily, that's just brutal. So this level is an absolute sell, nothing to talk about. We were in an uptrend over here, right? And then we get this big rejection of those highs with the gap there, and then we get this hammer that looks like we were gonna go up, back, and then nope, sorry, twins. So we hit the first level of supply on the 240. We immediately start selling off. So Canadians are looking like it's a short this week, at least for now. The higher time frames over here, the 240 and above, not looking good, right? So when we get down into the 60s, so now we sort of seeing what's happening over here, right? There's a really nice looking supply zone over here. I think that's something we definitely want to sell. We'll see like a fake breakout over here. I think what's going to happen is that people are going to see this as this higher low. We're going to come into this supply zone and not realize that really the 240 is, and this, the gap area that's up here on the daily is just in control. It's very likely to just collapse out of that thing. So that supply zone is something I would be interested in shorting this week. Okay, over here, let's keep a look at that. Look down over here, and you can see the level that we've hit a few times already up here on this 15 chart. And there's the one right above it that we're talking about, where if you look where it is strategically on the chart, this zone over here, this one's, right? It's fake out for these guys, but look where it is. It's all the prior lows. Look over here, right? That's the level that's going to get clocked. So if we hit this supply zone, I'm interested. Because looks to me, based on what we're seeing on the higher time frames, the Canadian has some more selling pressure still coming. So we'll keep our eye on that. A nice looking zone. The yen, what did we do this week? Let's take a look. Big fat doji, right? We've been basing sideways now for, it looks like 2 weeks on the daily chart. I mean, pretty much we haven't broken out of this range at all. Hence the two looking dojis down here. When we start to, get into some of this other time frames, we did have a double bottom. We did break the middle so far. We haven't gotten all the way back to the origin, which is really up here still. So what we're looking at over here, this demand zone that got tagged, right, should create some kind of higher low, right, and get us going up here. And that makes sense with a little bit of the selling pressure that we should be seeing in the equities, right? Some more dribbling down. This really should turn back around a little bit and get back up into this zone up here for the yen. We did have, I think, an uptrend on the 60 at some point, and it's still in an uptrend actually. Sound is choppy again. Okay. All right. Let's fix that. I'll be right. Okay, there we go. So that should be a little bit better. And the sound is better now. Yes. Good now. Perfect. Good. Okay, good. So there we go. Yen. Okay, the yen is in the uptrend on the 60. Let's open it up. There's our higher lows over here, and then the higher highs. Here, here. Now we pull back. Supply gets tagged over here. So this level is the one that must hold for us. We don't want it going underneath here. As long as we keep we base over here and rally out early tonight, tomorrow, expect at least this, and more likely, the one that's all the way up here. Okay, that's what we're looking for yen to continue to be upside out of this sucker. And this is really the only good trade that's I think this week at all. Look here. Okay, that is extremely bearish for nat gas. But put it together with the fact that we've already now confirmed this as a lower high. Okay, see that? So previous high was here. We sell off, we rally, lower high, and we get this failed hammer. That's right, lower highs make lower lows underneath here. But guess what? How far is that? Where are we looking at? Where's the next level of demand? Look underneath. The level that was here produced a lower high. So we're talking about way down here. It's underneath this pivot. So we're talking about 2.5 and change. Still a lot of room here for nat gas. So the shorts are going to be in control. We're talking about tagging this level over here, right, on the weekly chart. So someplace down there is the target. So again, any rallies on nat gas must be sold. That's really the only half decent trade this week is the short for nat gas. Everything else is it's just too early to tell what's going to happen. But this one is very clear downtrend, no question about the trend over here. Any rally into supply, I'll show you a couple of spots that I'm interested in. There's one here at 2.8, and then on the 15, there's another one. I'll show it to you. You got to sell them, no question about it. Okay, that's the trade, at least for now. That's the most high probability. I would say something we want to look at. Yeah, John, I'll take you. There you go. So there's this one over here, this little spot. I'll take your question in a second. All right, so the 281 that I just showed you before is like over here. It's this level. I didn't draw it again because it's the same thing. And then after that, we have this thing. Like right around 2820, 2830, you could see where the supply is sitting. It looks really, really nice. It's possible that we get up there because there's no really good supply before that level. So something that's maybe there, but any level, any supply zone, which means 2.8 is the first one you're going to have to try. Otherwise up there, okay? Yeah, John, what's up, man?
Hey, Joe, can you just show your JY higher time frame chart for a second, just so I can get a screenshot?
Yeah. Which time frame you want to look at? Or this?
No, just like that. Just give me 5 seconds.
No problem. You got it. No problem. Done. All right. Let's go look at copper. Copper is here, and this one is, questionable again, because what's happening over here? Right? Is this a lower high? Are we breaking down under here? Are we going to rally out of this one? I don't know. We're sitting on top of a monthly demand zone. The daily demand zone looked like it was starting to hold over here, right? It started rallying, and we get this little pair of opposing hammers. So it's a question. What's going on? It's like a wedge. It's not like it is. We don't know which way this is going yet, right? We could see we hit the supply, but we didn't break the bottom after that. We started to rally, but then we pulled back right to where we started from. So, which ways it want to go? Unclear. We need one more candle to tell us, right? This daily candle next, gets up here, so we know it's going to turn into the lower high. We're going to explode out of this. We'll get out through here. And if we turn down, we're going to take out this pivot. So it's, again, another wait-and-see game for copper. What happens over here? You can see the wedge pretty clearly over here, right? What's going on? There's our highs and there's our lows, and we're just watching. And we've hit the supply zone, come back in demand. We don't break, but we rally. and then we come back to where we started from. We just close out the week. So we have to wait and see where this goes. If this becomes the higher low, expect this level to break and get all the way back up here. Right? Well, watch what happens. Nothing to do here. We just got the levels marked off, and that's it. And it is what it is, right? Take a look on the 15. We were channeling over here. We ended up breaking down, actually. We hit this little doji area there. This is still a bear flag, lower high. So the 15 is still showing weakness with a bear flag, and we got to wait and see if it's gonna turn around. It's gonna rally. I don't know. There's no trade over here at all. We're sitting in between the demand and the supply. So sit tight, nothing doing. Next, soy is the trade I've been waiting for. This one is testing my patience. We've been waiting for this now for a couple of weeks. We talked about it. Now it's the 4th week, I believe. And we're looking at this bottom still holding. It has not broken down under here yet. And again, we're waiting for this rally out of here because that would really give us, really a moonshot to this. So you can see we're just basing sideways. We're holding the lows down here. We had a lot of basing going this way, and now it's here. So it's just patience. It's going to be the long eventually. It's just wait it out. Don't take it too early. Out of the 60 zone, we've been hitting it almost every day this week. I think almost every day of the demand zone, right, over here. So this was Friday, this is Thursday, this is Wednesday, this is Tuesday. So just about every day except for Monday. We're holding the zone. It's sitting right there. And we have not been able to get back up out of the supply. On Friday, it looked like it was ready to go. Over here, I thought we had a chance. And then again, so until we get, up here and beyond, I'm still waiting it out a little bit. I need to see some strength, make sure we can get through this gap for the long side. So keep waiting. We're watching for it to develop, and once it does, it's going to be a really nice swing. It's going to last a long time, but we just can't take it too early. All right. If you look down here, fake this out a little bit on Friday. I ended up taking this one. I think I got stopped out. I had my stop under here after we had this nice looking move up, and ended up obviously getting stopped out of that. And now again, it's just looks like maybe it wants to hold in here and rally out, but we don't know. It's just too early. You got to wait and see if we get this thing turned around. So we're waiting for this to go. It's long, just not yet. And the bonds had a wicked sell-off this week. The engulfing candle gets a nice continuation on the weekly chart, comes right back to the doji demand on the daily. After getting up here, we double top. We get back down here, right? So now we have a double top. You can see it here. Top 1, top 2. Right, and there's the middle, which means we should be getting back underneath there. So this level shouldn't really hold on the daily chart. We should be getting back down to the origin, which is underneath us. Let's blow it up and look at it. Okay. Well, it's actually the 3rd time we're down here. So we'll have to wait and see how far it wants to go. There's fresh demand sitting here. All right, so the longs are definitely not the play right now. I mean, at least from in the lower time frames, it's still not in an uptrend. So this is just, again, chopping sideways. The downtrend is pronounced over here on the 240, that's for sure. For now, you want to take shorts this level, and through this level over here on the 60 chart. We'll go look at it around the 143. We're in demand over here. You can see that, but still no sign of strength just yet. Okay, fine. Here it is. Well, okay, there's our 60, clearly in a downtrend. There's the supply zone. We're sitting in the demand zone. You can see that. So, no strength at all. This is all downtrend, so you got to sell the supply for now until we get something going. Where's the supply zone? If you're going to trade bonds, it's right here. This is the zone you're looking at right here. A little bit big, but that's the supply zone that we're looking at right now. And if trade is down, that's what we're looking at. So not a lot of great setups for this week so far. And again, expect lower volume for the next 2 days. And we'll see what happens on Wednesday. So we'll meet back together on Wednesday, and hopefully the charts will offer something better than they're offering for now. So don't force the trades. They're not there this week, at least not yet. All right. I won't be around for Monday and Tuesday for holidays, so no tweets coming out. But I'll be back on Wednesday. All right. So we'll see. We'll get together Wednesday. Let's call it 9 a.m. We'll do a webinar, update the charts, and see if there's something better going on. Until then, enjoy, and see you. Happy holidays to anyone who's going to be celebrating the holidays. All the best.